reward. For let we live and then God we lie. Let we believe and we worship Him, so that we go live till tomorrow when we die. Oh. But now you see things they done they change. Power struggle don't overcome we all. Now let we join hands for make better Salone. So let we try. We all don't live now we die. Now we go try for let we go before. Salone don't live now we die. Now we go try for let we go before. We all don't live now we die. Now we go try for let we go before. God they help himself. Let we join hands for let we go before. For them, nobody no can for God for help again. If we no help himself. People them, nobody no can for God for make Salone. If we no make for we serve. So let we drive away tribalism now. Forget about nepotism now. Let we join hands for make sweet Salone.
Hey, me fambulem. Let we join hand for make sweet Salone. Oh my goodness, I miss Salone. I really miss Salone. Fambulem, una Kargbo, una duo. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending upon who side you dey join we from. Fambulem, we don't come again today with another episode of Politics and Economics. So the Politics and Economics show, but the focus na Sierra Leone. We sweet Sierra Leone. And there, let we come together for make we sweet Sierra Leone. Salone, now in one we get. For the people that we join for the first time, my name is Abdul Karim Kargbo, and there the big una for let we share. Because this program tonight, 2 weeks now, I don't promise, say, I go try for give una my own little understanding of the major economic indicator way them politicians, them, not to just Salone, but all over the world, then they flip-flop them. Then can sort of interpret them the way it suits them. Way na inflation. But if when I look the topic, I put say breaking down the key moments of President Bill's National Townhall Meeting on July the 23rd, 2024. So yes, I will break down the moments that we may feel saying are key moments them, but I'm not going to go through all because other programs then program day we get for CAM on Saturday by God's grace, Sister Matilda. Miss Matilda go join we because I not get any indication saying not going to join. But if you're not able to join last minute, I go try for come back and hopefully Mr. Jamboree herself will join for like we nyaka the issue about the town hall and look at other issues them. But because I don't promise una plenty time, about 2 weeks, probably 3 weeks, say I go talk about inflation, I go tell una the type of waiting inflation, the type of inflation that we get in economics, and this na economics I go say 101. But if una listen carefully, I believe say una go gain bokutin them from this. I don't call a lecture, but this presentation, this broadcast tonight, where the school picking them, where they take economics, whether na high school or university, and as a matter of fact, up to advanced level, you can able challenge your professor. Yes, I not go go too deep into technical aspect, but I go throw one or two things them way go jog your memory. Where if you did a class safe, the way I want break and down, if you did a class waiting because Africa we like for cram. So if waiting don't cram, one for don't wanna wait for you, you can able just think about then tell what I got for talk about. Because I go again give the definition of inflation, the general definition, I will say the textbook definition of inflation. And I go also give una the type inflation because today I inflation, but inflation and we get beaucoup different types of inflation. So I go talk about the general one them where maybe una do hear and maybe una no hear, but I go kind of make kind of way that as I can always say, the way we me they talk and the way we me they talk about economics, my target is for like class 6 speaking self able for understand what I they say. So now I can always try for break and down for like the average person because now we target that not to the educated people we then can get a choice because then say able read books and teach themselves. But then people away not get the opportunity how for do am. So now them I want for really talk to and go down deeper. But the how we educated self, this for be a sort of either a reminder or refresher of the basic concept of inflation. So fambul them this now this way I want for set the program and I go try for probably take a whole hour for maybe 45 minutes for talk about then this topic and lay am so I go able clearly understand them and after which I go open the phone lines. Let we try that back, yeah, because I really want for like people and take a whole lot out of this. So if forget about the party because I really no want let we too focus on APC SLPP kind of argument and now that make I go bring Ghana example. I go show na Ghana the numbers them or the graph. So again, as I can always tell una making like for go outside of APC SLPP argument because I go show na say then two party all the three presidents then we don't get before during I go say we modern democracy. In my opinion, I don't feel say they all don't reach that they're able reach that level where I go say for the bread and butter issue because again, as I can always say, even military government then get things the way they can do good. So or well. So clearly not to that now the point where they try for make naya. The point where I want for make naya is let unable for understand and assess better assess the government them. You know, from Tijan Kaba to Aneskoma, Tijan Kaba in 2 terms, Aneskoma in 2 terms, now President Bio they finish in 2 terms. So Leona assess them and then Una can draw the conclusion because again, I want for like I give una the information and una use that information there for make informed decision. So we go stop them politicians here for continue for the lie per people them and say waiting they feel say people they want hear instead of for tell people them the right thing. So that's not the main topic for tonight. I will talk about the inflation and how I think say the economy they go and waiting I go advice because I go give in my own 2 cents as think you say in North America, yeah. I go give me own recommendations as to how for solve the inflation problem. Again, for be a little bit painful, but if President Bill, I know say gets people away, definitely no question about that. We're more educated than me, but a possible say sometime because of their job, they no one for tell them the truth. So me get the liberty. I need to work directly for him. So I get I need to scared, so he go fire me. I get the liberty for put him out there. And if they listen, I believe say it would think twice and say, okay, well, probably me economists them, they don't they hint me about this, but for whatever reason, they not be pushed too hard for tell me some of the measures here or some of the solutions here, how for tackle this inflation issue. So, but what we go do, as the topic say, we go break down the key moment of the town hall where President Bill hold 2 days ago. So I will give you the key moments them and now long and I want to give kudos for that though because I believe say now over 3 hours is spent and they talk to people. To me, I think say that's not the right direction, not a very good way to go. Because then people are before you be president, you be just be like them, ordinary people them. But when you don't be president, you for members saying them put you there, and that's not part of the democratic process. For like they hear from you and get the opportunity for ask questions directly, if then they in doubt. So I want to give kudos for that. And I see clearly you well relaxed, and that's not so it's supposed to be, not supposed to be any tense moment, because according to we culture and tradition, you will consider the papa of the nation. So it's like papa they talk to him picking them. So they expect the papa for so tense. If he believes, say, yes, let we put aside, say, Boku people and disagree with your assessment with respect to whose side the economy they go. Let we put that aside. But for the fact that you come out and you talk to them directly, to me, I want you a very, very high mark for that. And thank you very much for where you give we all the opportunity for, even though not to we all ask the question, but for the fact, say, they ask a question and you answer your own way. Yes, but cool people and they say, well, the question them, then be easy and stuff. But to me, I think, say, forget about how they craft the question. But in my opinion, the information minister, I believe, say, really try cover all the major topics them we then have people in mind, maybe how we ask them and how they guide the president in terms of because then give the president the questions them ahead of time, I understand, according to the information minister. And that's not so any bad thing at all, because this kind of thing, anything the president say, especially in our public, it will consider the policy statement. So as a regard, in regards to that, you go want for like a fully prepared, letting get the questions ahead of time and stuff. The only thing no more, again, like that last person where the information minister say a rude and stuff, I think now unfortunate a reaction that, in my opinion, I feel say he overreact. Especially with the president not upset, the president say not allow him enough for the reach to that particular angle there. I don't know, maybe he want for impress the boss, let the boss know say he be prepared the place well, expect time and stuff like that. I can understand. But next time, himself, as much as he advised the lady, himself, I think, say, he go nice for the advice himself. Say, then what's the way use, now overkill. So, but let's not talk too much from Bulem. So let I play the first video. I get short videos them, but the first one about 17 minutes. And after that 17 minutes there, I go play the lady where they talk about, where just like a couple of minutes. And then I go come and speak to the issues them where the president highlight, particularly the economic issues them. Unfortunately though, where if they talk about the economy, it be just go off. I believe, say, according to the information minister, light be go off. Within the another unfortunate event, and that goes show, say we get Boku a long way for go for like very important meeting like that. And Salone now known for blackout, so Boku people will interpret and differently. Where it can even happen. Now advanced countries them say you can get power shortage. But for the fact say there no free tongue for plenty blackout, so people then will just kind of get bad or negative impression about that particular thing there. So the economy part and all get all waiting is say after that break because I'm not able for piece together the videos them for able get the connection. But however, I believe say if I play the 17-minute, we a snapshot of most of the things them, we go say the key moments them, it will help well for like we talk about it. So I go play them and again on a share, on a no go no side, I just want for like una sort of stick around. I know say Bokof una don't watch them, but for the benefit of this program, let we watch them again, and then I go come right back after we don't watch them together and get me take on the videos them we get for watch. So I go come right back after this video.
Reduce. We continue with intervention. We reduce them to the minimum, but always then kind of say the way with the world interconnected today. We one day die, other thing they come up. I remember one time there's somebody they explained how they use Pampers for go high. That day, it actually gets me for go crazy because I don't see anybody of your mind. They say Pampers, you go, you boil them, you extract, and you poison yourself. You say you want to go high. Not so high you want to go. Now low you want to go. So, I beg, I happy say you don't raise Kush. Kush, they destroy. Kush not going to help you with your problem. There is help on the way. We they do all of this. Now forgive hope to the young people. For better know say, yes, other countries they don't go through this. Not to Kush me help them. Now for continue, for work hard. Make we help our government. Make we grow the economy. May we feed with people there, and make all sectors they thrive. That way they go. You way don't go land. You way even if na vocational skill you get, then they go able to absorb you. You go get really and nothing. Take care of yourself and your people then.
Wow, thank you very much, Your Excellency. I want to move to public sector. Recently, you announced now you safe now na the Minister of Energy. You take over. One popular question now about EDSA and energy. Just for be clear, the lights will go just now, not to EDSA. So long not confused and a trip. But Your Excellency, one question where people ask, plenty that the plans the way you get for reform EDSA so that it could enhance the effectiveness and the efficiency. Then a question will come around a lot. It's public sector. Why you not talk about that quick?
Thank you very much. Public sector management and how we go improve. Me famble them, public sector, civil servant, everybody included. Now, like we get motoka, the engine pass you and it work very well. Now it move. The public sector who they talk about now like the engine. Plenty now like passenger there. Now, me the driver. If that engine work well, we need to go fast. We go and buggy. We going to go into map. So whatever you do, if you not fine-tune your engine when at the public sector, you not talk to them for maiden self-accept say they have a role to play. And that role is so important for service delivery. We're not going to go no side. So, EDSA. We all they talk about EDSA. I will come to EDSA, but may I start with we family then. Some of we the thief light. Some of we they destroy transformers then. Each transformer they cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. We they go buy a new for service an area, maybe 200-300 customers. With the left Sudan, one person go, he vandalize them in the name of politics. This, now only Salone Asiam. Nowhere in the world where individual they go destroy public property where they for community where go serve you all. If you go right now, you destroy the transformer where they now, we all the day in blackout. This building included. That is what we have been doing to our own infrastructure in the name of politics, because we say we need to give bad name to the SLPP government. They can't wait where they go. If we not stop there, then go like this whole time, then they go say, what will they do? So, Fambude, before they come to ETSA, we all get responsibility. So Monday, I hope so not inside this hall, we say when I balance that cable, make the meter this so, when I balance the cable, it'll get light. You're not part of ETSA. The ETSA where they can't blame. It's true. So you know they pay for the light, but you get light. So if una na 1 million people they were able to bypass 1 million people they use light, government don't get for pay, and then because ETSA not get enough money because 1 million people they don't do that, then we begin get problems. Because for every unit of power we supply, there is a cost. So if, let's say 500,000 even, not pay and then they use them, then you know we'll get enough money for buy share and for pay the one the way they provide the power. That's now one part of the problem. Then we come now to ETSA as an institution. Yes, we get what we call commercial. Now then for make sure say everybody when a consumer get meter and that he get power and that they measure that power there and collect the money and account for that money there so that we'll be able to pay. Where would they talk about car power? Now then since they use fear, then get machine there, then get people the way they work there, then get all that cost there, now in there inside that down there. And fear don't they go up all the time. So if we not pay them, then they cut off the light. If we all they pay, we all are good citizens there. We all pay with light bill. ETSA safe, they account for that one day. Then black go there because we get enough energy for able to give everybody. But ETSA the young problem. One, they're not able. Then safe get plenty people that will get yuki. Now then they help some people then for thief light. They're not able to account for all the power where, because what's in the happen is this car power owner see, then they generate. Then they give all to ETSA. They say, hey, now so units we don't give you now. So at the end of the month, now so amount we will not forgive you for this power. If somebody thief and if there's not work and they not collect, they're not going to be able to get that money there. We'll go 2-3 months, it will run into millions of dollars. So ETSA says not effective. ETSA says some people then they, I'm not going to say not everybody, but some people then they, where money they fashion at their hand. And again, we get what they call technical losses. Then cable they are so way they. Now by sizes then they. And depending on the size, it carry a certain amount of power. If this one big and the other one where they take from and small, where this one carry with heavy power, the next thing, the other one they break down. So when I can see light they come on and they go off, then they call trip. And if the power where they come up and this one way big, if they go to the one that way to the one way small, it make plenty again for a long time, it break. So power there, but you not get light because the connection there. So which make is difficult for solve the power problem because you get for make sure say you all the cable then they in line. all the cable, and that you be able to collect the amount of power we supply. But with all participation, with the inadequacies where ETSA gets, in terms of the capacity for collect, in terms of the capacity for monitor. Now, all of them things that I don't make, we don't become a nation where we encounter them problems then. So we have a part to play, and at the big we be good citizens. All the countries that we would admire around the world, the only side who side progress day. Now we would not the citizens actually play with our own part. Of course, it's difficult, but we'll go for land for do that. And at that are they ask for as at the push and reform the ETSA. Because with the work now, the MCC, when I hear about the money we don't get, most of that they go towards electricity. And after that, we get for make sure say ETSA with the reformer in such a way, and that process they on right now. And we don't call them Master Sabi people them. We don't do work plenty side around the world. They don't can look inside ETSA and they don't make recommendations there. And right now we act on that thing there. So I go ask you now for be patient small. When I go to get small blackout and there other things there. But when I say for the stop for the thief me light so that we all go get light.
I've been telling somebody saying that the past SF now they're in charge of energy, and they assured and say big reforms in the camp, and you will transform the sector. Your Excellency, brand new airports, Kenema Kailaon Road, Bandajuma Pujon, Hillside Bypass, number 2 Lomli Toke, plenty bridge them as well. We under your government, you don't do so much in infrastructure. But not to one thing we talk about often, not to thing we can take credit for as a government in terms of roads, bridges we don't build, probably more than any other government, at least in the recent history of this country. One question we plenty people get, saying people from Mayamba, Puja, Matsu, Falaba, and many other areas, they want to do the road the way they build, then bridge the way they build. Waiting are your commitment for let them finish them. All man say they want let the road done. So the big question on infrastructure, now your commitment for complete the road in this.
Thank you very much again. Where we come, I say, when a human capital development government at the now then at the center of we thinking of everything what they do. And plenty when I don't say, luckily now when I self talk and say, anything we I talk, I did do them.
Talk and do.
That means say another surprise one and also. Well, now the minister don't make at the me secret don't come on do. I be one for surprise with winner. Towards the end of my administration, make I tell when I say, now me na the infrastructure president. In addition to being human capital, the number of bridges that we don't build from where we take over 60 years ago, independence, no government no build it. In terms of the length of the roads that we don't build, no other government no one they do. And we still the bill, and I want for assure all the communities, including the Matru, Bo, Benducha, to Baya Junction, and many other Pujehun, we continue and we go finish them one day because we development partners then don't know say we sober and what do they do? We build the roads then for connect communities then. In fact, because we don't do bridges then, we say ferries that we don't do, over 5 of them now, then they go on. And maybe early next year, we go finish them bridges then the World Bank. Tompare included, Salone included, Wajibu, that bridge we did included, Kailaon, and we don't get 4 more. The World Bank don't say, you are serious, they don't give you 4 more bridges then. So, and then bridge then they, now, not to call votes at the table now. Let's talk about now. The other one, they be the bill call votes, they say, na bridge the bill. And they talk about bridges, and when Rockberry Bridge, when I see them, the one where they use, now make another broker more left and they, down there na museum piece, man, nobody no broke more. So, maybe one for surprise, what they say, human capital, what we will calculate everything what we don't do, because infrastructure is the backbone of sustainable development. We get for link up with Falaba Road they go on. As we speak, yes, we get for make sure say then say be part of Freetown. If they get wet, then they do a lot of agriculture yonder. They're able to take them goods and bring the can to Freetown, and able to go back. Same now, we don't go beyond Kailang, we don't go towards Kwendu. So, we can talk before I do, but this time here, I'll be say I did do them, then I will tell you later. But me wisdom come on I do, so make I begin explain. But I will still do more so that we know say, because infrastructure not just a basic necessity for development, not to think we for boast about, because we need them for make with people then be part inclusive in this process what we call development.
Well, on a clap for His Excellency, because that commitment is a huge one. Most people don't know say in terms of commitments to infrastructure, it unmatched in the history of this country. While he talk about human capital, he passionate about them, he still they build the road. And for the family, we send all them question them from Moyamba, Pujan, all over, and the people in Abond, including the road where they lead to His Excellency in your birthplace. The news is good. He will complete the road them, inshallah. Your Excellency, I want to move to the economy. This na one area we get plenty question. In the first few years of the government, you meet inflation from 19%, I think you reduce them to single digits, 9%. Since then, you confront some major headwinds. Global pandemic, the war in Ukraine, the Middle East crisis, plenty economic challenges where we feel in Salone. Plenty people feel. Prices go up, the dollar rate's been there effectively on a free fall. But you still manage to hold this economy together. You pay salaries, you don't stabilize the economy, reduce inflation from a high of over 50 to now within the 30s. I think the Minister of Finance there. People want to know, with all this stability and all that, waiting are your vision for truly improve the economy and improve people their life, for let people be prosperous? This is a big question we come a lot.
Thank you very much. Definitely. In fact, this is not the biggest question, because everything else we will talk about actually hinge on the economy. Waiting we don't do since we come, the show say, I've been promising us the efficient management of the economy. That would be the hallmark of me your administration. So before we know say corruption was endemic and unchecked in this country, before we come, the government will be there before, the APC, they were out of program with the IMF. IMF say we don't get who they go. Then come here. Then SSF declare austerity. No, give me the mic. You know what you want to say. Yes.
Listen. I find your action rude and impolite. But you don't say it give you quick 30 seconds.
Mr. President, everybody don't ask questions. All man they ask different, but nobody don't ask about agriculture. Mr. President, 5 years years you don't rule we, which is fine. I appreciate you. Yes, 5 years you don't rule, and still the agriculture sector is poor. For it right now rest now 6 leons. What are you the left free Papa government?
Thank you very much. And now a citizen, you get right for talk to a leader. Besides, now woman, and we give high place to women. The only thing is that an office say, my sister or my pikin be the listen. Because when we the camp and this, I make one make people then listen, so you understand what they do. You said the price of rice still the high. They get for high because the rest of they get now, like Chinese man they plant them, Pakistan, Japan, they put on a ship, they pay for them. In Canada, we charge. We not begin produce we own rest yet. I don't know who say be there. If I don't ask this question before I come, because if you don't begin eat rest before this president they come. The only difference is that this president they give this opportunity because we open up dialogue. But the same question, if you don't ask him few years back, maybe nobody not going to even listen to you because agriculture not be the way agenda. We will say infrastructure, and we will not say the infrastructure. Waiting me don't say I they do for agriculture, and they make sure say it happen. The prices of food don't go up everywhere. Me not go put on down for you. Now that make we are not able to put on down for you. I say I they make sure say we government support everybody, so we'll grow your own food. I know they even promise say next year the price they can down. But one thing we are going to promise is by 2028 when they left, Salone going to produce enough rice. There will be a quantum leap.
Okay. Fambul them on Adon Yeri. The president had on answered the questions. But one thing where I go give kudos is that for the first time in a long time, where I don't they watch President Bill, he say the truth. I don't know if now because of whatever reason, because I no second guess myself. I say to answer to that question. But that not where I say for the first time in a long time you say the truth. That don't mean say everything we not to. Now yeah, then can get written and call fact check. So then me no go do all the fact check. But what thing I go do, given that I'm a profession, I go break them down for now. Now I entitle this program tonight, Breaking Down the Key Moments. And the cow instant, again, the minister asked the question, and rightfully so, say the economy. Now key. And he say the economy, if I can paraphrase, now the most important aspect that, because part of the program, it talk about, say, empty bag need team up, and they give example to teachers them, say, if they're hungry, make that parable, a hungry man is an angry man. So I want to talk about the economy, but again, some of una no say una go dey each for let una respond to wetin it just don't say. So I go open the phone lines. I be say I want to talk through before I open the phone lines, but I go take like maybe 1 or 2 calls them in between. So for the people where they call from North America, we include US, United States, Canada, and Mexico, Now toll free, we're now 1-866-944-7722, 1-866-944-7722. And if they call from UK, the number for call now +4420 80891455, +4420 80891455. If you they call from Australia, the local number for reach we now +61 2909 84 337, +61 2909 84 337. We get a call, but caller, please hold on for me. Read the numbers then done. And the WhatsApp number, we know the universal number, and I can always call the one port number now 1-343-997-5828, 1-343-997-5828, and this you able for call any part of the world where you day. And we also get app, now the mobile app for VOS, and you just need for go to the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store, and then you type VOS television, you go for download app, and they broadcast they live both on the TV and on the radio. So let me take the first call of the night, and then I will continue. VOS Network, hello caller, waiting on your name and outside they call from, please.
United States.
All right. So waiting on you take for based on which we don't play or waiting you do so far. Waiting on your own contribution.
I meet the side from EDSA before I begin talk about this road, and before the lady, then I let the lady talk. Pass way forcing step for talk about the agriculture. But to make us say for call because the lady said 5 years. And he said, they tell the lady say because the lady don't begin interest before in kind of power. Yes. And then the young harvest not begin. So I don't know which agriculture where they take 7 or 8 years before they harvest. So that's why I just laugh because I don't know who's can answer when they not begin harvest. I'm not surprised they all side all over the world. What is saying are true because not just Salone plant now other country then they ship and come tax and everything. So the government not get right for put any price on them unless if you negotiate. But what to make me call that man on the 5 years. So when man plant yes, I think now 7 or 8 years or 10 years before they harvest. That's not my question. Another way to talk about EDSA, yeah. They go right on that side because Baku lapses then they will self be no put in the thief light and other things. And we talk about how the transformer and the cable that not true because some man there they go put any kind Chinese cable and we high voltage come they burn, it can cause even host burn. But when you talk about all this road them way then don't make than any government since in kind of power, me not agree on that. And one, if you want boast, like all then go there don't bridge the way you say you don't make. Like by now you forget screen with them for the show, they look this type construction they go here, this type construction they go here. Because remember when that Juba bridge we make a team some part there. Although that time I not been a watch VS, I've been a watch we had. I mean they advert the bridge. How we don't make good bridge or whatever has yeah. So always they talk now about all in wood and they bridge the window work. Me, I don't know if not true or not. And but let not boast and lie say in the work pass all the government the way don't meet. Pashaki na build stadium, na build ministerial building. Me not see any president we don't carry do anything better than that. So there I go to list it back.
All right. Well, fair enough. And all your comments, them, Mr. gets some reservation, but I really want to left that to maybe Matilda on Saturday or Mr. Shilon them program. For tonight, I want to focus more on what you talk on the economy because given that I'm your expertise that. But thank you so much for what you call and if you think of any other thing, call me back and we'll be more than happy for take your call. Thank you so much, brother.
You're welcome.
Okay. All right. Again, Fambulem, the phone lines they're open, and I sure say plenty of ourselves go get some reservation in terms of waiting on the president say. But again, like I said, tonight I really want for look at the economy because this few people that don't call now my program we then talk about this austerity, austerity, austerity. So the president again la force show now the textbook definition of austerity. So that way they una go able get a better understanding and let una tell me if really that austerity na bad word. Like how the president they say, oh, the APC then left Salone in austerity, then declare austerity. Now that is say way I believe light go off. And all the thing and way it don't talk about IMF say the APC they not be even get program because they not be get any program with IMF. IMF then say they don't fed up with APC, so then decide for left. So Fambulen, the reason we make I really want for touch on this, you get boku boku waiting we go say misinformation about this whole austerity. And unfortunately the supporters them of this administration, SLPP, they use this austerity as a yardstick for assess the previous administration. Again, I go show una the graph because this now let the APC supporters do not feel say are they hail them or na praise are they praise them. But I go show una really waiting NSF do way not to something we for write home about, but a nice for let we set the record straight. So let's begin first for show una the definition of austerity. Let una get a better understanding of that particular term day. And for the people way maybe they watch na small device, they are on a Zoom but I do in a way for like I go picture na the entire screen. So Fambulem, the textbook definition of austerity. Austerity, I go read them first by English and then I interpret them by Creole. Austerity refers to a set of economic policies implemented by a government to reduce its budget deficit. Let's read them again. Austerity refers to a set of economic policies implemented by a government to reduce its budget deficit. So before I go to the other side, let's interpret an upper Creole. What's in austerity? Austerity, now policies them where the government they put in place and say, okay, well, I go give you an example, Ghana and Kenya, where currently they go through protests, where government they say the money where we owe, it too plenty, and plenty term IMF now one of the conditions than that, because again I will come to that a little bit later because the president and beaucoup of the supporters then they mislead the public, say where you dey under IMF, you dey in good standing. That's misleading. Like you na sort of something we go be comparable. Somebody where na alcoholic. They say, well, this drunk or business, it don't take for me, or either some people them in fumble say, but this man, the papa or uncle or brother, they disgrace the family. So let we find way how we go carry and go na rehab because they drink, because na drunkard. So where it then a rehab, oh, then imagine this drunko man, it then a rehab, they tell people them say, oh, now because I be they do good thing, make them bring me come na rehab. When I think about that too. And then it they rehab and say, oh, well, are they in very good shape? It they na rehab. Or are they in very good shape? Me not to drunkard again and stuff. It's still then a rehab. So the comparison here, that person will not be drunkard, then carry and go rehab, waiting it indicate. It not indicate say it be get problem in the first place. It just like hospital back. Where you admit na hospital, not to because you sick, or people and just they admit na hospital because of the lack for the hospital. Clearly not because you sick, make you they go hospital. Now when you come out hospital or you come out rehab, for the rehab example one I give, you come on a rehab, and then for a while, you know lapse, you know go back for drink, then people then go proud of you. Say you don't transform yourself to somebody where be they drink, then care and go for help, treatment, and I don't come on at the treatment and it do fine. Now similar to IMF. No country need they go to IMF if they're financially strong, if their economy they do well. You they go to IMF because you don't look different place them. IMF not trust they trust countries them. Sometimes in the yes they give grant, but most times not trust they trust. In fact, I think at World Bank they give grant. I don't believe IMF they give grant. But let we focus on the trust, because now that's then set for. The IMF now abbreviation for International Monetary Fund. So like where you go say a bank. A fund meaning something where they available for where you need it. So because of them money then put them in a corner, you get the advanced countries them where then get ways them like where they put by this basket. I put on soup. So this basket now, where them put, then they get some interest by this basket. But the interest now is based on your credit worthiness. And beaucoup Africans, they complain, oh, well, the advanced countries, them, they trust other place them to develop, to banks them and whatnot. They trust them at low interest rate. But Africa now, the interest so high, now because we are among them. So IMF, they, for where you don't pass. You don't maybe sell government, what they call government security, like government bond, when another way where the government they trust to the public. They give something, give paper, and say, okay, well, let me take example to the government bond. Let me take 10 year. Then give a paper and say this paper is worth 100 leons. So this 100 leons, after 10 years, I go take this paper and give you 100 leons back. But during that 10 years, every 6 months, I go to give you, let's say for the interest, now 2%. I go to give you 2 leons every 6 months. Take that 10-year reach, and then I redeem the 100 leons where you trust me. So you see, now trust government, they trust. So they can trust money that way from the public. And then they can go back internationally for trust money. So, but IMF now, they stand by. Because of Boku things them, you act them together, you seriously, they in financial situation where you're not able to get anybody who go trust you money, sober one, and make they go to IMF. So for like the president say, oh, IMF no be they deal with the Koroma administration and say they don't fed up. IMF never ever say them fed up. Now they say you fed up with them because then get like any bank, then get them conditions them. Before we trust you for sure we say where they can't take this money, you no go come back anytime soon. So you get for do things them for strengthen your economy. So you no go come back anytime soon. So the measures then now them then call conditionalities. They give condition. So for like President Bill, it very clear say the IMF then decide not for give Koroma that money where they be done pledge for trust Salone because Koroma not agree in at the latter part to some of the conditions then, one of which for take away subsidies within our subsidies. Government, where the importers then carry it the rest, governments they give them some money and say, okay, well, we they reduce your cost for let you go sell the rest, cheaper one, so people are able to afford for buy the rest. Now that's not subsidy. This na plain Creole, simple one where class 6 speaking self our understand. So because Koroma, know very well this thing where President Bio they go through so, then Koroma not be one for go through where price go up big time when inflation. Because when you take out and Nigeria they go through that right now, where I go show una Nigeria the inflation compared to Sierra Leone. Based on the latest number, Nigeria gets the third highest inflation rate in Africa. The third highest. Let's show now. So the country with the highest inflation in Africa na Congo. And we know say that war where they happen and stuff. The second highest, again Fambulem before una begin make, the South take now May now the latest. I know say June number don't come out and the June inflation for Sierra Leone is lower than this. But because now this now the latest one I get to I go able compare with the other countries them, our alone give me that past day. So Nigeria now the third highest country in terms of inflation, even higher than Zimbabwe, where Zimbabwe now be the highest for many years. So una see one of several impacts when you take away subsidy they get. So because now be election year, Koroma believes say if they be implement that condition, therefore take away subsidies on the rest and the fuel, prices then go up big time. And then they go cause for the APC lost the election, even though they lost the election anyway. So for let President Bio say, IMF they say the entire, it misleading. Now Koroma say Salone tire. They not want for implement IMF conditions because it will continue for bring hardship by the people in a Salone. So now see the misleading part in terms of the IMF. Say IMF tired and say they don't go before and stuff. So I don't give now a sort of layout. Say Salone not be well in terms of financially. When Madam Bill take power, and even now, because IMF still. And that make when I see the price of rest don't go up because President Bill pulled the subsidy as a condition for let IMF continue for waiting and call disburse, continue for trust Salone the money where they don't promise from Koroma in time. So they don't pull the subsidy from petrol, from rest, and let's continue with the definition of austerity. I just try to break this down, this first part. Let una know say na misleading information say IMF say the entire, then pack and go. And then income now, it don't enroll into the IMF program. Not to something where it's supposed for write home about. It clearly shows say the country day in economic distress. Now it make a decide for continue with the IMF program. Not to because of economic soundness make it go into the IMF program. No, that's very misleading. When you come out, like after a while, where you don't implement the austerity measures here, because again, the second part of the definition, it is say, these policies typically involve reducing public spending, increasing taxes, or both. So you either you reduce the money where you they spend, like you cut jobs them, like how on the Kenya, we say, oh well, the ministers them, some of them they reduce, and then they're not for travel, or less if they get important thing. So all that now government spending you they reduce. And I go come to the opposite of the waiting President Bill they do. So it continue this side where I highlight. I want to pay particular attention to that. It said the aim is to lower government debt and bring the economy back into balance. Now the essence of austerity. So it continues for say austerity measures can include cuts to public services, social benefits, and government salaries, as well as increases in taxes such as income tax or VAT. So the people in our UK then get VAT, we mean value added tax. So the final part now, a Dande President Bill, one for all the previous administration accountable. The term can also be used more generally to describe a period of economic hardship or restraint where individuals or households cut back on spending due to economic uncertainty or financial difficulties. So, on I see the connection. So, because government, for like he able come back to sober economic health, you get for reduce the spending, because that deficit meaning you they spend more than the revenue you they get. So when you do that continuously, you they get into trouble, because the difference where you not get now trust you they go to us. And as a result of that trust day, where you get for the pay interest by the money where you trust, then call on debt servicing, they left now small money for let you go put into programs. So now I make IMF the advice say for let you know continue that pattern there, for go deeper and deeper into debt, because the more debt you get, the more you get for pay the interest and for service that debt day. And when you do it for too long, you need to get better money again for take care of your people them. So IMF they say you get for reduce the way how you they spend, and then you also get for back them up with for increased tax. You increase the revenue you they get. So all two them measures then it means say government they reduce the money where it is spent by the social service system like education, healthcare, and the other things then where government they put on par for help the family, the citizens them well-being go before. So where IMF want for like you come back to some reasonable balance where you go able to manage the debt now, then go kind of other people and now go lend you money because they don't know say you able for manage your debt. Then they go begin lend you back. But if your debt's done so high, then they lend you because they know say you probably not going to pay because the burden are heavy on you. So you see that process where you they go back, where you they try for get back on your feet, put and so for the average citizen, where they try for go back and say, okay, you know what? Now I don't bring my credit card balance then down. So now I can able for go shopping because I get waiting and can call credit availability. So I get some credits now and not max again because some people can max the credit card and even go beyond where they even charge them more. So you get countries them where then get way higher the debt to GDP ratio. I go show now outside Salone stand. So fumble them for wrap up this austerity thing, where in my opinion, from waiting I done explain to now, President Bill mislead the country. And this notion where he get for things say austerity in the short run, yes, it will create hardship in the country. But it better let you go through you reduce your spending, people then go through after a few months or maybe a year or so, you get back the country on track, rather than you they continue for spend. And waiting they happen now, it get for reach a point. Unfortunately, let we say it get for go. I don't know if you even safe before in 4 years done, because you don't do 1 year, in 4 years done, if we not go see a huge crisis, economic crisis in Salone. Because it look like say, it don't tell himself, say Salone under not go through austerity. But it did austerity already. Because the definition of austerity is that you either reduce spending or you increase taxes, or both. So it only increase taxes. So now the spending part, and that's make them very difficult for less Salone go come up from this trouble, economic trouble where we do so. So that's now the definition of austerity. So President Bill talks say him a calm and promise the Salone people them, say he go engage in efficient management of the economy. He say, well, the previous administration then be engulfed in corrupt practices. So corruption was endemic. That big English they use. So as a result, according to him, say now that make them be come out of the IMF program. And then APC declare austerity as well. So if you come out from IMF program, because you know already people then suffer. And I know again the numbers them in terms of taxes, but I know people then say, oh, let's don't go up big time, particularly in 2027, leading to 2028, where in the president bill take power. Yes, and when I go see the inflation in a moment. Yes, from Usai Kaba left, the inflation under Kuruma it go up. But the way it go up, it not reach so. So you they tell yourself, say, oh, this not austerity, but you don't increase taxes. And even where you not cut spending, people and they suffer. So in disguise, you there in austerity already because you don't increase taxes. And now one of the measures of austerity. But because you feel, say, you know, once the word austerity for combining with reducing spending, and that's make inflation, they'll say they so. And I go show now the causes of inflation in a moment. So let's show una now President Bill where it take power. How the spending versus the revenue where they come. If the spend where you they spend in more than the revenue where you they come, let's say, for example, I like for the example, you pay check now 100 leons, whether old leon, new leons, it no matter, but 100 leons, you pay check every month. But where you get this paycheck, probably before you get this paycheck, we all know say Salone, they happen a lot. Before you get the paycheck, you don't trust cookery money, you don't trust money for pay transport, you don't trust money for the buy lunch, you don't trust money for the feed you picking them, for the pool chop money and stuff. Before you get this $100. So let's say before the $100 come, you don't trust $120 worth of things them for let you get by. So when your $100 come, you just get for go hand them over. So waiting will happen, you don't get nothing where you go say, okay, well, I don't go trust back. So you go continue for trust. For like you $100 not go they done every month and you owe money, what do you need for do? Not to for reduce the spend where they spend. Maybe if you begin they go private school, say, well, I'm a pikin, Tintranga. I not go able for put you private school again. Come now government school. Where I need to pay school fee and then thing and day. So if it ain't a fast school, say, well, I not go pay transport. Come now side where your mama or your brother or sister will go left in a school. So that's not part of the reducing spending. So we don't cut all the things that when you believe say you they cut, and then you end up for now spend $80, 80 leons instead of that 120 leons. So what did that mean? It means say you don't get now 20 leons. So the money where they pay you is enough for let you live that life where you don't introduce. And get 20 leons where they put for rainy season, which they call eniola. So when you do that, now after where you don't go through that painful process where the picking go vex, you say feel bad and all that. But in the end, it will help you for let you get 20 leons for do something else. So wetin I don explain as ordinary person, na austerity that one day. Because the time that we implement that reduction in spending, it painful. The issues them way the picking get for go through, where you get for go through, all that in economics based on the government, now economic hardship. But you know, say the plan now for lack you go able for put your spending under control. So President Bill talk about the efficiency and stuff. So that way what I explained to now, in the government term, if the government not reducing spending or increase the money where if they get from $100, 100 leons, and say, you know what, la find second job, la able get maybe 30 leons. For let be 130 leons. That means the 120 leons where you they spend, now you go able afford them. So, but if you're not able to do that, you still they spend 120 leons versus the 100 leon where you they receive as your salary now in a deficit. So if what you they make, what you they spend, a pass what you they make, now deficit by economics term. But if what you they make, like that example I give you, they make 100 leons, and now you they spend 80 leons, that 20 leons, now surplus for your budget. So let us show now from 1999, all the governments they were on come. I take 1999 because Kaba in time now, you know, after the war, because that 96, it disrupted and stuff like that. So let's show now Salone budget balance. Fambulem on a look. So the bottom, they're all day below zero. So meaning from 1999, continuously, not a single year where Salone government don't spend less than the revenue where they collect. Not a single year. So President Bill, the arrow now they see in that blue, now for point the time where President Bill take power, 2018. From 2018, even past 2017. And it came down small, 2019, but still, we get budget deficit annually. So up to 2023, President Bill in government, under in leadership, they spend more money past the revenue where they come. So based on what I explained to Una Fambulem, Una tell me how President Bill say in government efficient. Who say the efficiency come out? Where Una look the bottom, sometimes in the safe, then big pass, plenty time under an escoma. And we all know say an escoma be reckless. Even where the country, be they make money, be they grow at 20% GDP. Still, that was in 2013, I believe. Still, when you look 2013, yes, the deficit be small, but yet to still get deficit. So that's maybe Fambulem, when they see the government then where they get. Now I make, you know, people the way they feel say are too hard on me adjectives them. I tell una say from Kaba to Aneskoroma to President Bill, they're all now reckless spenders them. They spend the country money recklessly. And the worst of it all, you know, little or nothing for show for. So Fambulem, here is another thing of why I say President Bill. I don't know if now the people who they advise him, maybe they know they tell him, But it gets the concepts they mix up. And now they consistently, year over year, they spend more than within the country they bring. And you want for make big projects them. Feed Salone, the education system and all that. So waiting at the solution. Now for either, like I will say, elect for do Manjalaji, but either we go big elsewhere. Remember, when you go big, and not guarantee say them go always give what you want. So for let you embark on a big project and say, now this I want for do, but you don't get the money. And you also not a discipline for let you go save some money. Like that example I give, for spend less than waiting the country they bring in a form of revenue. You need to do that too. But yet you want big project. So that's not a big disconnect. And look what he do recently. For sure say, he not really get them. He really not get them, this president. At the expense of Sierra Leoneans them. Sierra Leoneans then they tighten their belt because for let IMF continue for GAM support, trust money, you put in, you increase taxes. But you know what for tighten your belt because then two then they go hand in hand for like we go quickly go through the austerity measures. Now you not do that. So now, in my opinion, I go say now useless appointments than the wire. What is Salone need ambassador, deputy ambassadors then for and stuff? For waiting. So deputy ambassadors and you get for pay them people, especially the one them where a foreign place that they work. You get for generate foreign money for them day-to-day activities. And then people they are not to adjust them all because then diplomats, you get for take care of their family. And you they pay them in forex, foreign money. So this now in President's bill called discipline. Now this now in definition of efficiency, where consistently year over year you they get deficit, even under you reign. And the country you take over, yes, the country they in a terrible state where like this kind of thing, but you as somebody where say you reasonable. You discipline. I don't feel say you for be go that route today. For engage in unnecessary spending. Because then spending here and boku of the other spending the way you don't engage in, then unnecessary. So fumble them. Like I don't show una two things them, but let us show una another one where go clearly show with all the reckless spending here, with debt level, how it is right now. So then call on debt to GDP. So fumble them from 2014, way before President Bill came to power, to 2023. If you include 2014 or 10 years, if you count the bars them. In 10 years, under President Bill, we don't get Salone experience the highest debt to GDP ratio. So let us show una then two indicators here for Kenya and Ghana. Let's show una Ghana first. We then go through, people then protest, and Ghana end up for go IMF because the people them where you go call the investors them, where they buy government debt. Una remember what I talk about that bond? because you be get foreigners then we believe in the Ghanaian economy, where they buy the Ghanaian debt, then pull out. They not do that. So for like it maintain at least basic spending, for let the country continue. And this Ghanaian president, now somebody where we don't even fit IMF. Because if he feels say a day in a shape where it don't need IMF, it don't need aid from the West. I remember one time, and we all be cheer for him, where he be team up with the French president, Macron. He say, well, I thank them, but I paraphrase now, I thank them, but he go encourage France for look after their citizen. Ghana no need help from France. So, but based on the reckless spending, particularly in second term, I don't know if it because it feels say not get for run again, because now that second term it be so reckless, where in cabinet the ministers, then deputy minister and stuff, then pass 100. They pay they all now payroll. So it's like, say, okay, well, you always be supporting me, I give you all job. And exactly the same path President Bill they go. And economics not get magic. If you they take that route where Ghana be don't take and then suffer, the people then come on at it and say that they suffer. And Kenya, the similar thing. So let's show now then two indicators then they. The first one, the budget deficit, where they show say the government they spend more than what they bring in, and then debt level. Let una conclude for una self before I come to the inflation. So first, like I say, I show na Ghana. So this na Ghana and budget deficit from 2004. Una see? 2023, una see the blue line? After a while, 2023, then register budget surplus. It go above zero. So just as I explained, then go through austerity measures. The conditions the way IMF give them, where Ghanaians then come on at it, say they're suffering too much, and we all hear about that big bailout. First now, Boku millions, then after which, I think it was 3 billion. So then bailout, then Ghana able for settle the debt them way, some of the debts that we then be owe, and then they increase taxes on people them, and then they reduce spending, and una see the result. In 2023, they register budget surplus, meaning they get more revenue than the money we then spend. So this now an example of the austerity, the effect of austerity measures. Because you tighten your jar for let you go get surplus. So now where investors then see say Ghana don't begin for register surplus, then go say, okay, well now you get your debt under control. So we go begin to trust you now. We go get confidence in the way how you manage your economy. So magic no day per economics, President Bill. So let us show una Ghana then debt level. Look at Ghana GDP, debt to GDP ratio. So almost 90% at one point. That was in 2022. And at that time, they water, we don't pass Gary. So, but we then get the accident together and reduce their spending, increase taxes and stuff. So the debt to GDP ratio, it can't be small, but it's still high. If we now look at from 2012, it be day way in the 30s. But now it's still high. They're in the 80s. So if then two tier, They show similar pattern as Salone. So why President Bio they brag about, oh, APC left whip austerity and stuff? We there in austerity already. And if you not tackle them now, or if you not come to the realization now, it go even worse, because the higher we they go into debt, the more painful it get for go through that austerity measure. I don't know if it go be the other president after you, where I go sorry for. Fambulela shown the two similar thing where Kenya go through, where they create issue now. Last shown force, then debt, the budget, then balance budget. Una see, same thing. So in fact, in the 90s, 1999, 2 years in a row, 1999, 2000, then we get surplus. And then they get little surplus, I believe in 2005, the blue bottom. But majority of the time, and look, the budget deficit. This now the budget deficit to GDP. So over 8%. So Ruto take power less than 2 years ago, but ISEF, even though in the past, let's say since 2014, your deficits be small, but because of what they call cumulative effect, that deficit don't they go on and on and on for too long. So it's like where they can say that Salone parable, you will put the water na the close na water, not to you that they see. Now they will pull them. And at that route they go through so. So now let us show una Ruto in budget, the debt to GDP ratio. This is not the budget deficit, where consistently they don't spend more than what they make. But now let us show una in terms of the debt to GDP. So Kenya debt to GDP, they're around 70%. As of 2023, 70%. So imagine 70%. And yet, see how Kenyans, the Baranta, and IMF don't come in. So now, because of that austerity measure, where they want increased taxes, because for cut spending at this point in Kenya's history, it not go solve the problem. So then get for do both. Then suppose they now get for cut spending and at the same time increase taxes. And the Kenyan people in Tawa, especially the Gen Z, we now generation Z, we then can call back millenniums. So then Baranta say, no, this burden is too much on we. And remember, Kenya were developed past Salone, but yet they're not able for stomach. So Fambulema no say where they go through this because this now some technical stuff people don't know they call, but that's fine. Because again, I don't promise for very long time saying I go want for do this. Let I explain, because this austerity, I don't explain one or two occasions where somebody try for challenge me, but I decide to say, la show una the definition and go step by step. Let una know waiting an austerity. And the example the way I don't give una for let una clearly understand and una make the judgment. If really President Bill get it right. For say, oh, Salone, enough for cut spending. So meaning that will continue for the go into deficit, big time. And then this deficit now, the next president where they come, and it will get little or no option Because IMF, just like how then treat them under way Koma Komot, IMF go say, before we toss you money, you get for do more. And remember, the taxes that on there already. Don't put tax per rest. The price of rest be the high in the first place. But yet, because IMF say, no, buddy, this way we spend so, you need for increased revenue. For like reach certain level, for like we start the IMF program. So not just something like say, oh, now because he they do well. No, now because he agree. For punish the people of Sierra Leone, make IMF lend Salone that money. Now because President Bill agree for punish Sierra Leoneans them. So let not sugarcoat her. Because if you see for increased taxes as burden on the people, then he increased taxes. And for less sorry for the people and say, okay, well, instead of I increase too much tax per now, let I reduce my spending. So I go just increase the tax small. Maybe decide them way not to we not go people are not go feel and too much. When I see even that bridge, then that toll gate, I should say, that toll gate, then they set an austerity measure. Because that toll gate they give them revenue. So not to say not just the Chinese folks, then they help. Because if when I watch that contract say they forgive the government certain percentage if they make profit. So the government they push now for let them make profit. So the government self go get some cut because they're so desperate of revenue instead of they reduce their spending. And waiting, President Bill in in policy, if you like boss drum where people in the full water, but underneath a boss. So how you they pour the water, now so it come out under. Now so in policy FIBA. So now you increase taxes for let you get economic balance, but you they pass some, you they leak and spend more. So how you go able to get this economic balance? So Naimeka say, for once, he said the truth. With this kind way, where they run the country, price don't go can down and go continue for go up. So then they bring me to, for sure now, waiting na inflation. Because now they talk about inflation. And then President Bill back say before this town hall, actually, I don't know if you be saying at the town hall because I not be able to listen all, given that the thing be the break. Ebi talk say the economy don't improve, and it speak to inflation. So now one area that, or the main area that, inflation don't come down, so the economy they improve. Not necessarily. The inflation where we see, wanna forgive me for use this term. Now what do we call the base effect? I go show you in a moment within a base effect. The base effect, the year where you they compare with, if it exceptionally high, a high past historical, like very high. So when you compare that year day, you go see like say the change because the inflation now the rate of change. I'll show now the definition in a moment. And I believe say with example, I go get better understanding of what they say. So me fumble them, this now the definition of inflation. Inflation is the rate at which the general level of prices for goods and services rises, leading to a decrease in the purchasing power of a country's currency. It is typically measured by the Consumer Price Index, CPI, or the Producer Price Index. Una not worry too much for them be big English then they I go explain. Now, what do I mean by the rate where the price they rise per inflation, then get the CPI now index, meaning you get particular year where they say, okay, well, this year we go make them to 100, equal to 100. So it go be the index year. So then we then take that year day now and say any other month, we look how it different from this one we don't set. Say now the example. So let us show una in a moment. So this una see national CPI December 2021 equal to 100. So what did it mean? It means say that they look at December 2021 and say, okay, well, any price, because their index here, again, I don't go too technical, but the number where I kind of they under the CPI, now in the index. So again, if we go up to December, you go see say the index now 100. So if we pass 100, where you look at the difference, where they call the change, the year over year change, then that change day na in inflation. I will give you an example. Una forgive me for the math, yeah? But I really want for like Salone people to understand this very clearly. So now forgive me the math. I will explain them in a very simple way. So where you make the change, fumble them, like you know an example of that. But for una way comfortable with the math, that's shown at the math first, and then I go show the example where I go use money, Salone money. So then they go be very clear to una. So now for the people them we're comfortable with math. So I try for compare the June, because the latest number from Statistics Sierra Leone now June 2024. So June 2022 CPI, that's the index. Now 118.1616. The June 2023, because when you say year over year, you dey compare this month, you compare with the same month the following year. You need to compare June versus May of the same month. Then in a month over month. But for let you do and still interpret that, you get for do some things them. Because if you remember, May, better you know they come. June, rainy season cannot sit down. So if you compare June versus May, una no say June now, boku business then they open. So because of that difference there, the main numbers them, economic activities then will be higher than June. So you need to compare them directly so. For let you compare them, we get technical thing what they do. Again, for the people that are within our school, they call them seasonally adjusted. So you get for seasonally adjusted data for pull that difference the season. Because of the different season, the economic activities that can be different. So now it make for the inflation it easier for say, okay, well, let we compare apple and apple. June versus June. So June this year versus June last year, and June 2023 versus June 2022. Another example there again, And now this way they calculate the inflation. So we begin June 2023, where you take, again, do the exercise, okay, now on our phone them or calculator, but I don't do on phone now. So the inflation inside June 2023, now 44.81%. June of 2024, when I see the CPI, now 225.74. Because of, again, that I go show now the picture, let us see what I mean by the base year. So the base, because of, we they compare June 2024 to June 2023, where June 2023, it be so high. So you go feel, say, the economy, they improve when you do them so, because the inflation look low. So when you do the inflation for June 2024, now 31.93%. But now, let us understand the exercise. Let we use June 2024 and compare them to June 2022, where the June 2023 be compared to. If we not do that, the inflation of 2024 June compared to 2022 June, now 91%. 91%. So when I say inflation don't go down, it don't mean say price don't go down. Oh. So like give una now the real example, then they go make una understand better. The real example. So this now for the people that will like math. So this now the calculation with statistics Salone give. So the same way as I calculate them. So June, now show now June 2023, where me get 44.81%. When I do the math, so 24.81% for June 2023, and June 2024, then get 31.93%. So now the same number them I get. For sure now, how did they calculate the inflation? So now let us show una what it mean by the real price. I don't know if the cookery na Salone na 10 leons, new leons, but una forgive me if it is above that. Not to say I know be seen, but the way they go. But I just want for let una get easy. Okay, so 1 plate of cookery. So like give una the inflation impact. Let we say June 2022. For 1 plate cookery, na 10 leons. 10 leons for 1 plate cookery. So after 1 year, June 2022, so that 10 leons, you they add the inflation rate when at 44.81%. You they add them by that $10, that 10 leons day. So when you do the math, you go get 14 leons, 48 cents inside 1 year. So Amos don't go on top the 10 leons. Now 4 leons, 48 cents inside 1 year. And don't go up. Now that it mean by inflation don't go up by 44.81%. So now this then called the rate of change, how price change. So you see, so the change there, now 4 leons, 48 cents. So now let we come to June 2023 for let una know say the economy no better too. Now because of the way we compare with time way very high. And the same thing again, if you compare with time where very low, you dey get misleading inflation reading as we call them. So technical way they for solve that problem they. But not go through that technical thing there. For the people and we know, after you can just take the average of a long term and then you compare the current index to that long-term average. And then they give you the true reading of inflation for know the position of the economy. So that way when President will say, oh, the inflation on down, so the economy don't improve. No. It can be true, but in this case, it's misleading. It not be true. The economy not improve. So now we use the same method. Remember the new price from June 2022, not to $10, not to 10 leons again, no, now 14 leons 48 cent. So when you they take now the June 2023 inflation, not to 10 leons you they use again, no. You they use 14 leons 48 cent. Now you they use. And then you add the current inflation per that amount there. So when you do that, for let you get Amos Kukri go be right now with the inflation for June 2023 Fambulem. Now, sorry, I kind of the June, okay, from June 2023 to June 2024, as I write on there. So for there you get the price, I they adjust. So you do the smart. 14 leons 48 cent plus 31.93% when at the inflation. So they come to 19 leons 10 cent. So if we now compare how the price, the money itself go up from 2023 compared to June 2024. So 19 leons and 10 cents. So when you subtract that from the 14 leons 48 cents, so that's now the inflation impact. So I just want for like una get this for let una know very well say the inflation where you say inflation on candon and not necessarily mean say the price don't candon. So where price candon, where actual price candon, not to inflation, now deflation. But I know I'm for put too much words them. Now yeah, but not to inflation, where actual price candle. So the inflation, if it continue for slow down like this, fumble them, it's encouraging. But when you look the difference between the $19.10, the 19 leons 10 cents, minus the 14 leons 48 cents, that difference there is higher than the difference between 14 leons 48 cents. Because where you do the math, the difference between the 2024 money, where you make the difference to the 2023 inflation, the price, this example one I give so, it will be $4 and 4 leons 62 cents. So meaning a higher than the 2023 difference. So that they tell you say the economy not improve. I just try for simplify for now. So let tell you now what I mean by the base effect let's show now the inflation. So when I see the inflation here, look at the numbers them. Very high. The highest in recent years. So let's argue now the historical time. So since 2015, when I look at more the President Bill, they say they handle the economy fine and stuff like that. Since 2015. So now, if you want for compare, for make like we not get that impact, that what we call base effect. So you therefore just take the average of this long period, because you see at one point it be stable. So you take that stable time in addition to this unstable time and get the average, and then you use the number now and see the difference from the average. So if that number they go up and down, then they go tell you the true direction of the economy or the true temperature of the economy. So let us show una quickly Liberia as themselves gets that same base effect. But President Bill, they blame the international issues and stuff like that. But Liberia are not a part of the world, and Liberia are our neighbors. Liberia, as we speak right now, the latest inflation, when April, according to the latest information I get now 9.7%. So how God so ate with that Salone inflation, they over 30%. But Liberia, we neighbor, they're 9.7%. As a matter of fact, Guinea, when a junta government, the inflation about 5-point-something%. The last time I checked, 5-point-something%. So why President Bill not go able for see reason and say no, things they need to go the right direction? Me policies them, I need for re-strategize. So last show now Liberia, this will probably explain why President where the people are not getting a chance. When you look from 2015 under George Weah, Liberia see the highest inflation rate. Even though the time of the election, it don't count on, but still, because of, remember our show now, say the inflation, it don't mean say where the inflation don't count on, unless price don't count on. The inflation, it add on top of the current price. The only time where price they go down, if the inflation negative, the percentage. So where in negative, like when you do the change, year over year change, in negative, that's not deflation. True price then go candle. Because instead of you use plus per this definition, per this equation, like how we get $10 plus the inflation rate, if na deflation, it will be $10 leons, I should say, minus. If na negative number, it will be minus. So una see. So this explains why George Weah, because when you look at the high inflation, even though by theory you say, oh, inflation on count down, but still the price continue for they go up. It just happened almost say, and they go up as fast as if they go up before, but price then still they go up. So let somebody, tell you say, oh, well, things that don't better. And at that make us say, for once, President Bill said the right thing. Price then go continue for go up. The only time where price then go calm down if we see deflation. And when I tell me, how dan they go be anytime soon for law come off from 30%? We go 1%, minus. Una tell me, when dan they go be? If it go even be in real lifetime. For let that happen, but good thing get for happen, the economy get for go really, really bad. So I don't show now the definition of inflation. Now about 10 o'clock now, but I go try for maybe spend another half an hour. Like I walk on through the types of inflation. So then they go make una get better understanding as to what really they go wrong with President Biden policy. Again, this job big. Me fumble them. This not to APC versus SLPP. I don't show una right saying the budget deficit. It be deficit under Kaba, deficit under Koma, deficit under President Bill. So 2 APC, 2 SLPP, 1 APC. So meaning APC, SLPP, they're equally guilty. Because none of them parties then they not go boast say them be prudent, like how President Bill say he efficient in managing the economy. That's not true, according to the numbers them. And numbers nearly lie. I make me like statistics. Because somebody go talk and again, now statistics, the investors then they look. Not to President Bill in fine face, where you go talk to them, I can't invest, I get this, I get no. They look at the statistics. And the statistics now they're in favor for right now. So Fambula, let us show una very quickly. Let una get better understanding as to the lowest. Because like I say, una see Comoros get -2. So in that example, now deflation. So meaning that prices them will go down. They go down now Comoros. Now that it mean. So let una know say it possible for let price go down. So now Comoros, we now December 2023, the last the reference month now. So meaning when you compare like that example I give, if not $10, 10 leons, or let's say 100 leons for making it easier, 100 leons, the thing will be cost 100 leons December 2022 now Comoros. If you go ask for that thing day in general, it go be now 98 leons. It don't count down by 2 leons. So that's not 2%. So actual price go down at Comoros. So not to something we're not possible. Impossible. But look at Libya, where not in sort of good security, like stable. The inflation, 1.4%. So now, fumble them. That's shown at the types of inflation. I don't know if they see clearly, but I go read them for now. And I go show now which one really apply to Sierra Leone. So then why are the common types of inflation? If somebody say demand pull inflation, so it means say, like them by English, and then I go interpret them. Demand pull inflation occurs when the demand for goods and services exceeds their supply. This often happens in a growing economy where consumers have more money to spend. Now, one way that we can able to tell where economy they boom, because people and they get more money, businesses then they thrive, and then they put pressure on wage, where will be another form of inflation, another type of inflation. So the economy, they grow, and people get money, and like I would say, you get that boku money, and then the goods them where they for sale, they're not much. So the demand, the people and desire for buy the thing there, it pass the thing then where they for sale. So in that case, they waiting get for happen, the people them where they sell the thing them, then go jack up the price. And even you go say, oh, but I really want this tier. Like that's when you can call bargain. You can decide, say, okay, well, you pay past out a person said, you like Boku talk because you get the money. So that's that demand pull inflation, where the demand so high, they chase fewer goods, and then they put upward pressure on inflation. So you get the second one, then two are actually now they're more than a textbook where I believe say the lower economics class them now then two, the demand pull inflation and the cost push inflation. So you get the demand and the supply side. So the cost push inflation and the supply side. So a result from an increase in the cost of production, higher costs for wages, raw materials, and other inputs lead to higher prices for finished goods and services. So now the supply side, the people them way responsible for make the goods them, or they provide the services them and stuff. So then get either because of petrol don't go up, or because of plenty other things them don't go up, or even because the economy they boom, the people the way they work let's say now the factory, they say, well, boss, you got for very more because now I get Boku people them way one for go work for them. So when the economy they boom, you can kind of bluff. You know, you can mara by your boss, and then waiting the boss go say, well, I know how for lose you, so let we talk. Okay, I go put something by your salary. So you see wage don't go up. So where that person don't get more money because of in wage don't go up, waiting they happen, it don't get waiting and call more purchasing power. It don't get more ability for buy more things them. So we buy more things them, if not to more they do but cool people and they do waiting now they do now is the thing then go fast. And when they go fast, it can take time for like people reproduce them thing in day. So because of that time gap, it cause temporary shortage. So that temporary shortage now, people we don't know that they increase them price because oh no, I need to make more profit. So that's the cost. See now example of one of the costs come off from the wages, and then it can come off from the raw materials because of higher import cost. So the material the way they import, the import cost because of the exchange rate and stuff, and I go show now the thing that really cause inflation. So because of interest, I mean the import, the exchange rate, so it therefore cost you more for like you go use the local currency for buy the thing them where you they use for make your business, you get for pass that cost day to the customer, the final policy we get for buyer. So that's now the cost push inflation. So you get another one way now built-in inflation, and this now the wage effect where I just explained how wage can get to the price and then eventually go up. So also known as wage price inflation. It occurs when workers demand higher wages and businesses pass their higher cost onto consumers in the form of higher prices. So it embed into the second one, where now the cost push inflation. So now I make them two, then the number one and two, now the major one them. And then you get, I believe, say, Bokofuna, I remember we have the first year economics. No, from Salone Self, we have because I start economics, I believe from 3 or from 4. Because after where you go from 3, then you they able switch now if you want to go art or science or that type of thing there. And then from 4, from 5, you prepare for O level, and from 6 A level. So from 3 now, I be done to do economics and stuff. So we'll be so fascinated. Hyperinflation. So now let's show now what it mean. An extremely high and typically accelerating rate of inflation, often exceeding 50% per month. It usually occurs when there is a significant increase in the money supply not supported by GDP growth. Like you an example with Pekin, where una can say, this Pekin is too hyper. But it can make you say that. Now, because the Pekin too waju, it gets boku energy. So now the same thing, similar thing, where the inflation gets so much energy, they really move fast, too fast. Now, hyperinflation. And give example now, I say around 50%. But we know say we don't go above 50%, but we not take it for too long. Because otherwise, if it be did it for too long, if for Salone for be considered hyperinflation, like how Zimbabwe be considered, say, then they experience hyperinflation. So now just an example where it be there above 50% month over month for very long. Salone are just couple of months. So if it be take like then 6 months to 1 year, we they see inflation consistently above 50%, then you go categorize Salone as being hyperinflation. But the number 5, when I go agree with me, saying that in Salone they go through, they call it stagflation. Again, una excuse me over them big time here, but I go explain them. So stagflation, a combination of stagnant economic growth, you add high unemployment, and then the inflation. So 3 things then. The economy very slow, like, it they move too much. And then the unemployment rate too high. And then on top of it all, you add inflation there. Because inflation, like how we see, if the economy really bad off, inflation not supposed to be too much. But if inflation be too much, with the economy bad off, then a stagflation. So the simple definition that of stagflation. Oh, not the but that fancy word is stagflation. So the economy is stagnant, and you see unemployment rate high, and then the inflation high. So last show now, I don't get the numbers them for the unemployment, but may you too know say unemployment rate very high in a Salone. But last show now, the economy for Leona agree with me say Salone they in a stagflation situation. Last show now Salone economy. And when I go see say the economy need to move as much as all at all. So I try for fan the Salone economy. Okay. So while I the la pull them up very quickly, because apparently I feel say I be don't pull them up, but apparently not. So here we go. The GDP growth And this now another thing we very, very important from Bulem, because again, GDP now the overall, I better explain that before, but I go explain them again. Overall, now where you take all the goods and services now the country, it no matter if na Salone people them, they produce them goods then or services, as long as na inside Salone that activity they take place, it they come under Salone GDP. So then the value of all the things they produce na Salone, and even them baba them, because na service, the car wash, the car wash guys them, then they say na service. Where you look, you put all the activities then they in a financial scale, that's not the GDP. So the financial value of the service them and the goods the way that they produce na Salone na in our GDP. So when I look at this graph, now see for the past, after the GDP go down 2020, it almost flat. So that they tell we say the economy is stagnant. You know, look, they go past 3.5%. So because the economic growth sort of stagnant and inflation, where I be shown a moment ago, very high, and the unemployment rate very high, theoretically, given the definition of stagflation, you go say Salone right now, they in stagflation. When I tell una economics professor say na Abdul Karim say, yeah, una the students them. So the last one in a core inflation, and that one they very important for policy, because we know say where you take for example, you take gas, fuel, as we can call them na Salone, petrol, a volatile. Petrol price, they go up and down every day, up and down, up and down. So, but for let you know exactly how the economy they perform, how inflation they, it's very important as policymakers for let you pull what we call the noise, because the petrol where they go up and down, now they're too noisy in economics terms. So you they pull them aside and say, okay, let's look at the stable by the basket, because the inflation now a basket of goods we represent the country in economic activities, and then goods then you sort of put them, you give them different weight, and then you put them all together and come up with a specific weight or index. So but because of you don't add all the noisy one them, forget you total. So you say, no, I want for no really. Like how President Bill, they say, oh, now because of the Ukraine war, the this, the that, the oil price and all that. So waiting the Bank of Salone governor go do, when Adande is supposed to do, and definitely not smart man, you they take out the noisy one, and then they way they jump too much. Like that petrol price for the things them way they change fast. You pull it all. So they call them the volatile things them. You pull them. And then you left with the stable one. So that stable one day you compare them year over year, this month versus the same month last year. And then you get the inflation day. So policymakers then they pay more attention to that particular one day, because then they give them the better gauge whether or not they for do something drastic for solve the inflation problem. So that's now core inflation, they call them. So per English, excludes certain items that face volatile price movements, such as food and energy, providing a clearer picture of long-term inflation trend. So that's not the English interpretation. But I explain and first tone of a Creole before I come with the English. So I know say because they look at the comments them, I see Boku comments them, meaning say people are not called because they don't want to interrupt me. But let us show una now, because again, people and they say, oh my goodness, this man altered, they go for president. But no, this not to APCSLBP thing. This na economics I they preach na ya. And economics now, like I say, not to magic, not to guesswork. All them theory here, now that work that they do every day as for living. So now theories then will they apply. In fact, in practice, we they apply them. So now una go one for say, okay, well, you don't tell me the type of inflation. So what really they cause this inflation here? For the price they jump, or the price just they continue for go up. Now answer them questions then they 5 major things that way they cause inflation for go up. Or way they cause inflation. The number one thing, they call them increase in money supply. Now you go say, I hope people in the supply money. That's fine. I go explain. I will read them first by English. When the central bank prints more money, it increases the amount of money in circulation, leading to higher demand for goods and services, thus raising prices. What do you mean? Now, like you an example. That redenomination. During that time where they allow two money then they float. And we see that new money, then print boku, but they're not back come up with produce them where we go export and strengthen the local economy. So when you print boku money, paper, because not just paper. Money not just something for exchange for the particular goods. So they call a medium of exchange. So when you print money, and I make people can feel say, but why they complain the country not get money, not get money? Why not we just print money? No. When you do that, Zimbabwe do the same thing, not get no experience, or maybe it disregard the economists to them and feel say, oh, Mugabe can do anything. Just print money. It do and at one point, if I remember correctly, because then day I be in a graduate school. If I remember correctly, it be even past 1,000% inflation at one point in Zimbabwe. Because it be just the print money. So when you print money and say, well, let we just make the money, the paper available. That paper there, because of the goods them, where that paper they get for buy, then goods then they, increase them, it cause inflation. Because remember what we talk about, more money, they chase fewer goods or services, and a similar impact. So when you do that, it increase the price of the goods them. Because you don't get boku paper where they go after the same amount of goods or even fewer goods them. So the paper in worth they reduce. And where in worth reduce, you get for use boku paper for let you get the same money, the same goods where if na braid, the same braid. But now you get for use boku paper because the paper don't pass mark. Now do. It all over. So now that's the money circulation. So if the money in circulation is too much, it will lead to it give people a fake, what I will say, fake beliefs in genty. And they go spend that money there. But where the goods there now increase, then they push the price. And remember, we talk about demand pull factors. So now similar thing, it causes inflation as well. High consumer demand for products and services often due to economic growth, increased government spending, or lower interest rates. So I better explain the economic growth. When I see now government spending is fine, but enough for long. Government spending is just feeble like where you start your motor car. I grew up in a Salone, and I beget as a young man, I be save some money, and my daddy helped me. I buy my first vehicle. At one point, they be say starter get problem, and I want for commode and stuff like that. Now the first thing that I be for jog motor car, where the starter, they kick and start. So I go inside, and again, we get to automatic then turn in day. So I mask the clutch, put on number 1. Some people in the put on number 3. So I left the clutch and mask the accelerator. I know save a cough, I know what I talk about. So I jog the motor car. A similar idea for government spending. You for increase government spending for let get negative impact by the economy, where the economy they struggle. So where me start and not be the work, I jog them. So jog and start. I don't know how they call them again, because you don't take away I come under that environment day. So you jog them. So that the same thing, you they kickstart the economy. And I make boko of una way there abroad, una realize say during the time where recession day, now then tend the year or the economy is slow, now then tend the year say governments don't embark in projects like infrastructure development and all that, or even for the give transfer to people, give people money and stuff. So then spending then they encourage people for use their money, then they go buy things them, and it kickstarts the economy. So then call that a multiplier effect. So when you kickstart the economy, you the government, you pull on after where the engine don't start, they don't stabilize. You pull on. You go back to the normal spending. But where you continue, make them temporary, you continue for the pump money, spend money, and not over stimulate the economy now for lavish thing. Let's say, for example, government spend money, a give contract to money man, and that money man if not fake contract, what they do? It is save the money. And sometimes they need even save another country. It is save them outside. So when you do that, you deprive the economy. So government spending don't go up, and sometimes the money where they use for get that contract, they not trust them. So meaning they get for they pay interest for that money there. But this person where they pay the money to, this person don't need that money there for food or any basic things them, and go invest them outside of the country. So not get no immediate impact by the economy. So that's now one way it stifle economic growth. Because remember, you get for the pay that money you get for the pay interest. But the inflation impact now where you spend money continuously, pardon people and way they spend lavishly. And una remember we similar effect as the money supply. So the first one way I explain, now one way it contract the economy, where you the kind of leakage, as we call them. But the second one, where government they spend 50 fatter, now the country, outside of the country, in order get this impact. I go show now how the outside impact the Ingo considered imported inflation, because now foreign money you get for change that local currency, and that foreign money they because of you they spend outside, it create a leakage, it pull from the economy. But this one way government, too much government spending, they cause for the inflation go up now where they spend 50 fat in the country. But outside of the country, not to this type of inflation, you go assess them as the imported inflation. I will come to that in a moment. So when I don't understand the demand pull factors, where you get somebody get plenty money, it is spend pass mark, or government they spend pass mark, and if you lower interest rate, and then they make beaucoup people and they go na bank, I don't think say Salone they happen, because Salone now the bank they trust people, and so you get forget shorty and then thing. But yeah, if you credit good, you dey go na bank, as long as you credit good, you get a job. If the interest rate's low, you not go afraid for trust big money, because you know say na almost the same amount you go pay back. Because at one point, and that's make na North America, at one point they say money cheap. That's not the meaning of that. When interest rates low, meaning the money where they pay back is not too different from which you trust. So then a small thing there on top, like let's say if the interest rate now 2%, you trust $100,000. So $100,000, 2%. So for that all $100,000, not just $2,000 interest you get for pay. So for let them trust you 100,000, and you only pay back $102,000. A brother or sister, then you not go afraid for trust that kind of money there, if you get good use for them. So that's not the impact of low interest rate. So the reverse, they reduce inflation because it make people afraid for go to us. And that's they happen right now. When interest rates they high, people and they say, oh, the money I go pay back, you go too much. So people and they afraid for go spend, or for go trust money for car loan or whatever, for go vacation and stuff, because they have to pay back a lot. We go take big chunk from their paycheck. So they need to do that. So then they discourage people, they call them consumer spending. It reduce consumer spending. And when you reduce consumer spending, what they do is it reduce that demand pull inflation. So now make interest rate increase. Now one way that you go able for solve inflation. I will come to the measures them for solve inflation. So let's push faster. So the other one now cost push factors. So and now they get something for do with that cost push inflation as well. Higher production costs, such as increased wages, is similar, or rising prices of raw materials, which lead businesses to raise their prices to maintain profit margins. So it's similar. This other one now, number 4, imported inflation occurs when the prices of imported goods and services rise. This can happen due to a weak domestic currency or inflation in other countries. So again, that example I give, and this it didn't play with President Bill. That travel. What they do, it import inflation. How? The money we reserve, we foreign reserve, we take too much per annum and we not able for produce things them where we they sell, forget that exchange day, where you reduce the reserve and now you don't take and travel. Now the country really need money, foreign money, for buy import goods them. So but we foreign reserve don't small. So then they weaken because we're not able for get things them where in turn we can sell and then get the foreign exchange that way there. Now we local currency. So the people them now where they do business because they're not able for bring things them out of the country for get the exchange rate, then get for use now the local currency for buy again a demand and supply. So that reserve will reduce. So meaning now you get beaucoup local money where they chase that foreign money. And similar way as we be talk about the money supply or the demand pull inflation, then two example and they now similar impact it happen to because it make now where the currency don't weak, it don't weaken, the local currency don't weaken against the foreign currency. The thing that way you dey go buy with foreign money because of the weak local currency where that leakage, where they pull the foreign money, you not get any way for bring and come back in the form of selling something outside. It cause for like anything where you go buy because of you use beaucoup local currency for let you get that small foreign exchange where they can sell the thing them inside the country now, you get for sell them for beaucoup local currency, so you go able to maintain that exchange rate for buy another one. And remember, you profit there on top of that. So it a cause for you import inflation because you don't weaken the local currency and several things then they where they cause for the local currency weaken, but this not the number one thing we relative to foreign money. The other one we then see inflation in other countries. Then they're very important. Let's explain that. If on a notice during the 2007-2008 financial crisis, beaucoup advanced countries them. And I remember when I talk about saying because of the economy weak, so now then 10 and they for let government embark on infrastructure spending like big ticket items, like the roads the way they be done they think for make and then 10 and they because when you do them you go hire people them where you go walk on the roads then they and then people and the way you pay them then go buy things them where then people where they sell the things that they buy, then self they make profit, and the money where they get, then self they go buy something else, and then it trickle. So now the multiplier effect. Because of the advanced countries, then they do that, interest rates go down for stimulate the economy, and then they pump money into the economy. So beaucoup people them, like for example, Africans them, because the money where you they pay back, not too much, the interest where they pay back the money way to us. So beaucoup people then trust money na abroad during the 10 day, then go develop projects them in Africa. So then go with the money. So that way where you go with so much foreign money, it exceed the demand for them. Because the people the business people way for able buy the thing and stuff. So now the reverse of small domestic money, they chase. No, the reverse of plenty domestic money, they chase small foreign money. So if you pump in plenty foreign money and then they chase small domestic money because you want to go do things them and stuff like that, so it they create inflation, price they go up because you want to go build things them, and like I say, the building materials them, if boku people them go buy building material at once, that supply it take time for like if not to Salone they bill them, it get for take time for like them bring come and all that stuff then they. So waiting that shortage they do is it push the price of them building materials then they up. So you see where people and they pull money from here and carry and go to Africa, go per them projects then they, and the goods them where they go buy with their money then they can short in and they cause price for them goods then they for go up. So now that way they and it make where the financial crisis be done because of there's so much injection of money where people and they use that money they back for go now them different place them. You find out say people they complain, but who economists them say America they export inflation now other countries them. So the other countries then they now waiting they happen because now then they receive them. So now import then they import America they export the pressure that free money where them put out there. But cool people and they take them go do things them back home and it can go inflation and then countries then they. So now that's now the meaning of saying you they import inflation. So I hope say I explained that the well for class 6 speaking self. So the last one now waiting and call expectations of inflation. When businesses and consumers expect prices to rise in the future, they may increase prices and wages preemptively, contributing to inflation. What does this mean? If you expect, say, like how things then they gonna Salone soon. Say, I get this money. I be really they think for buy something like shoes next month. But the money what I get, if I wait till next month, the price don't go up. So if you expect, say, price go up, and then instead of you wait next month, you buy now. So if boku people then think that same way they, for that same shoes, I dey give just one example, for that same shoes, so they expect, say, the price for that shoes, they go up, they all think that same way they, and try for go buy that shoes they. Waiting they happen now, the demand for that shoes they don't go up. So because una plenty now we want that same shoes they, the person where they sell the shoes go say, no, I need to sell them this price, because you don't see boku people and they come for them now. They go put the price up. So now that way the expectation, if you expect the price for go up, and then you act upon them and say, I need to wait again next month, then the preemptively at the bam now, because I expect say price then go up next month. When you take that move there, the other person said take the move, and they contribute for let the price go up. So now that's inflation expectation. Now abroad now very, very important indicator that. In fact, the policymakers them can pay more attention to the inflation expectation. They do survey and say, okay, well, business survey. Okay, in the next 6 months, what do you expect the economy for be like? Say, I expect inflation for go up. So waiting at the try for do now, they buy plenty of raw materials, them and stuff. So that expectation day, if plenty of them get that expectation day, the policymakers them go see and like say, okay, well, because people and they expect this, and preempt that expectation there for like they not pay higher price in the next 6 months than they increase inflation. So the policymakers them then can take that into account. So now them 5 major causes here of inflation. The last one now, before I wrap up, fumble them, how for fix the inflation. I highlight things them where it reflect to Salone. So again, no brainer. Monetary policy. So what did he say? Central banks can use tools such as raising interest rates, selling government bonds, or increasing reserve requirements to reduce the money supply and decrease inflation. Let me explain. So the central bank, and I remember when I say for discourage people, let them go trust money and spend, then go increase the interest rate. Then they reduce inflation. In fact, now the most popular tool than they. The second one, remember where government wants spend money. If they're not able to get enough revenue, they go and say to the mostly the bank, the central bank, now in they buy. If they take them, promise them the bond from the government and buy them, then the government can spend. But if they want for reduce the government in spending, what thing they do? They sell, if the time not reach itself, but they sell unto other people them and say, okay, well, this not 10 years, but we not going to wait for 10 years. So want for sell them, so then can auction them. So if the government say, okay, now 2% every 6 months or whatever it is, then can sell them for less. For no more let they attract somebody. So Ingo they continue for get the interest from the government. So that buy way the ordinary people and they buy from the central bank. Within the central bank they do from that, they take money from people them. So that they reduce the money in circulation. So now they take that for like you reduce inflation. Because remember, with inflation, when the money boku in circulation at the teeth, the price then they go up because boku people and able buy things them and stuff. But where you take them away from them, then you go hear people and they say, money triangle, you have to see money these days. Wow. I don't pass there. I don't lock outside. A deliberate attempt the central bank they do for reduce the money within the market, where they in circulation. So that's they sell the government bond to other people them and even to the government. So okay, well, pay we need to make. So if the government get enough money, because the country, the economy, they boom, the government can buy some of them thing and day. And then the government can use that as a way for reduce spending so they don't get the extra for spend. So that can be one of the ways then with central bank. You increase the interest rate or you sell government bond or the reserve. I don't know if it's Salone to do that, but yeah, the central bank then get particular money where they say, okay, well, you know what? Each bank not for lend pass this amount we then get. So you they increase the money, say okay, when I forget more money as reserve in case of anything, in case people want to pull their money and stuff like that. So you can ask for let them get more money than the reserve, or even the central bank can tell the government say no, we need to buy more debt. They increase the reserve what we get, so then they go reduce the money supply because the central bank don't hold the money, they don't release it. So the number 2 is fiscal policy, and this now that's make us say government get boku for do with the inflation. So when you spend too much, you dey increase inflation, and the reverse, the opposite, you dey reduce inflation. So fiscal policy. Government can reduce their spending or increase taxes to lower the aggregate demand in the economy, helping to control inflation. So where government reduce the spending, they make again the money they tight. But the other thing where you can do them, even though they kill the economy, they reduce the activities, you they increase tax. Last year now the effect. If you take home pay last month, after we government cut tax, now 100 leons. And now all of a sudden government increased tax. It put increase them by 2%. So when you payroll, the person they pay you, it cuts the tax, the additional 2% tax. So instead of 100 leons, now you they get 98 leons. So that 98 leons, it means say that extra 2 leons, the two way they do with them, you're not able to do it again. So then they save means reduce demand. So then they reduce inflation. It's painful that make way I can say where the the president is say, oh, inflation on candle, so the economy don't improve. No. Most times the thing them way the measures the way they use for fight inflation, it weaken the economy. But it better let the economy weaken than inflation be stubborn. Because when inflation be stubborn, that expectation where people are expecting them for the go up, it go continue for the go up. And by the time you know it, the money don't turn trash. The money not sober again. And people then go begin smuggle other things there now and stuff like that. So it would be difficult. So it better let you reduce the economic growth, you get inflation under control, where you don't control them, and then you can do the reverse for stimulate the economy. So now that make way President Bill, they say all this. It's just unfortunate that the economists don't able to explain to them, they say them here publicly. Because I don't know if we go abroad, can they say them back. But clearly, no, a kind of, no, as a president, you're able to understand the basics of how the economy they run. So they say anything no more like that. So that's now the fiscal policy. See, we make always the point to the government's need for reduced spending. Because if you then continue for spend so, you're not able to tackle inflation. So now you get the supply side policies, measures aimed at increasing productivity and reducing production cost, such as investing in technology, improving infrastructure, and reducing regulations that hamper business efficiency. So this, again, now the supply side, but it talk a lot about how you for stimulate production. So when I remember, I can always talk about the president or the government for give stimulus, for encourage people them for go back now the provinces, for go do something, or the people them way not get job, bring them into apprenticeship. So then they go make like carpentry, the other things them, then go produce something and try for use innovation for let the thing that they produce, let just be for Salone. Polish them in a way that you go able for sell them abroad, and that go help for reduce inflation, because when they sell them now, you will get more foreign exchange where you will get enough money for tackle the for buy things them from outside, instead of you use the domestic money without producing plenty things them, we go soften the exchange rate impact. So again, to me, President Bill during the town hall, he said, where there's a will, there's a way, which is 100% true. But I believe, say, President Bill is not willing at all, is not willing for reduced spending, because otherwise, it don't make bogus appointments them when are just more spending recklessly, unnecessary spending to the country. And Koromabi, they do that as well. And at that way, we see the deficit consistently. Kabasef Duam. So, number 4, wage and price controls. I underline that specifically. I highlight that because Boku people and they misunderstand this price control. Now, short-term measure. And if you don't handle them well, it even cause artificial shortage. So wage and price control, implementing policies to limit wage increases and control prices of essential goods and services. However, that's not a caveat. These measures can lead to shortages and are generally considered a short-term solution. If I'm going to imagine, government say, let them not pay you past certain amount, then they not go discourage you for work hard. They kill productivity. And then you say, okay, you know what? Instead of you open them up, who that know how for cut cost, let import things them, then you restrict the import things them, and you say because you want for the license, and you say because you want for control price. In the short term, yes, but people then go find way for bypass you. And we see that per petrol, where governments, they say that they control the price of petrol. For the most part, on average, petrol price can be higher than abroad, than in America. Because by the time that control, they adjust and stuff like that, the market's not correct quick. So the government can always play catch up with price control. And the people where they buy the petrol, anytime the government own regulatory price go down, they create artificial shortage for let the price go up. So now that's what they see in a Salone, where government they say, oh, now people and keep them now because of the price control. Now short-term measure. And it even continue for create that. So they work. Not to show by economic policy that at all. But people that we don't know economics, oh, the government for control prices up. No, just open the market. Open the market, let people, many people import, get a license if they qualify, and that competition, it creates what we call price takers. So they set the price because you get competition. So if you increase your price, people they buy to you, then they go buy to that person where in price they don't. And if you want, like how they can say, you know what, I want barag this. If I remember that phrase they correctly. So where people can say, oh, I get something, I get problem where I want for solve. So me market, I just they go barag, I just they sell them, maybe I will buy them or small profit. So if person go on a market, it do that. You where they sell the same thing where they near that person they, your business need they sell. That person in business get for done first before you sell because people then go buy the one way cheaper as long as the quality are the same, assuming that. So now that make competition. Guess what? If that person where your price high, instead of one for do something with the money, it bring the price to this person in your price for compete. Otherwise, it will be out of business. So then go just the market. Now him go kind of set the price. So all you get for do now, you dey take the price where the market give, but you go make adjustment to your cost because now then they get for determine whether you go profit or not. So that price control, and then they work and not good for a country at all. Not just political gimmick, but in economics, no, decide them way price control day, most times on average prices them very high. So exchange rate policy, again, intervening in foreign exchange markets to strengthen the domestic currency, which can help reduce the cost of imports and curb imported inflation. I explained that to now how for strengthen the exchange rate, you increase productivity where you go to sell more things them, and in exchange you go to get more reserve, foreign exchange reserve. And this last one is kind of similar to the number one, and call them open market operations. The central bank can sell government securities to reduce the money supply, thereby reducing inflationary pressure. So it ties with number one. So again, now the central bank in policy that for the inflation rate go down. So Fambul them again, we don't care exactly 11 o'clock. So I'm glad you way una give me time, and I hope say this help, and una go see say me comments they all where they go after President Bill in Boku spending in fly when all they stimulate the economy, not to because I just want for criticizer. Now because not a good economic policy. So President Bill, if you did listen to this program or the people in way connected with them, dear, wanna do something. Probably the bank governor they scared for a job, or the minister of finance they scared for a job. Make they go so hard on you, not for give you the money where you can request for, because it need to help the economy at all. It in fact continue for put inflation go up. And that's make the country the struggle. People in the struggle because higher inflation not good for a country. Inflation is necessary, but if for be na yeah, then get them between 1 to 3%, but the mid range na 2%. So if for always the target, and call them the target range, now 1 to 3%. But the actual mid-range now in at the target 2%. If for there around 2%, and then the central bank not go do anything with what we call interventionary policies. So it not go intervene. It go just allow, they call it neutrality. It go be neutral and not go do anything for stimulate the economy if the inflation there around 2%. Okay, so I want to say boku thank you to una all, but again, la make a caveat. If inflation day 2%, and yet the economic growth a day at the average level, then the central bank not go do anything. They go be neutral. They not go help the government or whatnot. But if the economy they go down and they even slightly below 3%, they can still stimulate the economy. Then can begin cut interest rate, because it can take months for that come into the economy, so that they think safe then do them, and at that make people and they push the central bank in America, the central bank in Canada don't begin cut interest rate. So the central bank in America, they say they want for wait for make sure say indeed inflation they calm down, like it trend downwards. So not to politics, even though Trump no want for the Federal Reserve cut interest rate, because if they cut interest rate, Boku people then go begin they spend, then go toss and spend, and now they go boost the economy, and it's not good for Trump. So Trump they kind of don't begin the IBAM per this person he appoints this person, so don't begin IBAM by this person when a power and say, it kind of it want for help the government, it want for help the ruling administration, now that's making one cut interest rate. But guess what? No, na economic policy. At the right time, this because the economy don't begin slow down na US. So for like a push the economy and unemployment rate don't very low. So the economy get room for accommodate interest rate cut. So that will be monetary stimulus. Okay, let's stop there with the boku boku economic jargon stem. But I just want I bring former President Trump in example for let una know say where I can go at President Bill. I don't get anything against her. I care about the country and say the economy, the policies, them fiscal policies, they're not they in line with the current economic indicators them. So I hope so. I go take that example with Trump for use to Salone, saying if we criticize, not to be particularly me, not to because I just want to criticize, and always I don't go through when I know very well say President Bill not in the right direction in terms of an economic policy system. Spending very much important for like a cut spending. A very important. Otherwise, IMF go strong, go stiffen, go stifle, go stiffen the conditions them, and people then go suffer even more. I want to say boku thank you to una all. Let God bless una with una family, and again, let God bless the VOS and all the people that we take part. I'm not able to read the comments them, but I see the comments them. For say boku boku thank you to una all, and let God bless una with una families. And again, it will take a while for like I do this because I know say I don't say I go do them for long time, and I decide for do them tonight because I want to react to the town hall and let una self go get a better understanding of the country and the economy. So we una they talk about inflation, una do the simple math. We show una na the screen, una self go able calculate the inflation as long as una go na the the Statistics Salone website. Una able do the calculation, una able for check amos for per mile, and then you add the inflation, and then you go able to know if the policy way they selling per mile now because of inflation make it put up or not. Okay, I try for laugh over it because that lady. In fact, I go end the program with that question day, but it's a Pepe. It's a pepper self where they produce now Salone. It even don't go up. It buy I think 50 leons for cup. So but people are not be lack where you ask them questions then they. But to me, I believe saying a very good question be asked. It's just unfortunate that a Sierra Leonean for see them kind of thing and they really, really sad. So I want to say boku thank you and let God bless you out on our family. Let we pray for our politicians, then let God direct them at the right path. Because if they're at the wrong path, we all they suffer, even we were there abroad. Because the people that we they back home, they go rely heavily on we, and it will be heavy on we budget then because we get that empathy. So I want to say boku thank you again. Let God bless you out on our family. And the country where we all call Salone, Mama Salone, that great country where we all cherish. Let God continue for bless that country there. Fambulem, on Saturday, I believe say Matilda go there. I go encourage you to follow and join. So it go able for go deeper into the town hall meeting. And I believe say Mr. Shilon and hopefully Mr. Jamboria then go into it deeper. But me, I just look at the economic aspect because that's not me feel. And I just feel, say, that country, they don't produce me because I do me schooling, me primary school, secondary school. And some college. So again, I get the foundation from Salone. So I feel say na my own little way for give back to my country and for help we fumble them, for let them not put politics, let them able understand some of them things here where the politicians then they lie at them. And again, when I excuse me, but not to disrespect, but la put in a civilized way, the politicians then they mislead them. So as a result of that, I feel say it essential for like we safe the use we own little knowledge where we get, we don't learn now for let people then benefit and like stability kind of the country. So until next week, but una tune in on Saturday for John Matilda. And if you come with Mr. Jamboria, that's fine. But I believe say Miss Matilda go day in at the program on Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Salone time, na 7 o'clock. On Sunday and on Saturday, na 9 o'clock. And by the way, this program, tomorrow, for the people that are within a Salone, una go for Yeriam, na we radio station. If you miss anything, or probably you just want for listen again, I go encourage you for let you tune in to the radio station na Salone, we na FM 91.9. And I go left una with this lady. To me, I really admire her. And I go say na a heroine. All right. Let God bless you all. And let God bless the one and only country we all cherish. Until Thursday, we are going to join you back with another episode of Politics and Economics. Me na Abdul Karim Kargbo. They say, Unatata.
I love me.
Oh, give me the mic. You know what you want to say.
Yes. Listen. I find your action rude and impolite. But you don't say it give you quick 30 seconds.
Mr. President, everybody don't ask questions. All man they ask different, but nobody don't ask about agriculture. Mr. President, 5 years you don't rule we, which is fine. I appreciate you. Yes, 5 years you don't rule, and still the agriculture sector is poor. For it right now rest now 6 leos. What are you the left free Papa government?
Thank you very much. And now a citizen, you get right for talk to a leader. Besides now woman, and we give high place to women. The only thing is that an office say my sister or my pikin be the listen. Because when we the camp and this, I make people then listen so you understand what they do. You said the price of rice still the high. It get for high because the rest of they get now, like Chinese man they plant them, Pakistan, Japan, they put on a ship, they pay for them, they canaya, we charge, we not begin produce your own receipt. I don't know who say be there if you don't ask this question before I come, because if you don't begin eat rest before this president they come. The only difference is that this president they give this opportunity because we they open up dialogue. But the same question, if you don't ask him few years back, maybe nobody not going to even listen to you because agriculture not be the way agenda. We will say infrastructure, and we not say the infrastructure. Waiting me don't say I they do for agriculture, and they make sure say it happen. The prices of food don't go up everywhere. Me not go put on down for you. Now that make we are not able to put on down for you. I say I they make sure say we government support everybody so we'll grow your own food. I know they even promises say next year the price they can down. But one thing we are going to promise is by 2028 when they left, Salone go to produce enough rice, there will be a quantum leap.